PVC intake. That was my dad's. Kind of fits. The bike is a catalog bike from the late 60s, early 70s. That's your kill switch on the motor. That's if you're going for the trees. Here's from the other side. Get down here. That's your brake. Pushes that shoe into the back tire. A rigid front. Yeah, this thing, Dad had this when he worked at Penny's back in the early 70s. And it's had a bunch of different motors on it. And that's the freebie. Yeah, pegs. It's really easier if you stand on the back of it. So, yeah, let me get it running and bring you back. There it goes. You can hear it just doesn't want to settle down. And that's the carb. It's not this. It's this. You can see I put a spring up to the bottom of the seat to try to get it to settle. But that action there, you know, up, down, side, side, back, forth, it just doesn't want to settle down and idle. And it runs, you know, it'll keep going until it runs out of gas. You just got to feather the accelerator a little bit. It doesn't like to come down off of revving up. You see I had to put a boot on there because otherwise the spark plug would ground on the frame on bumps. That's a kill switch. That's the one up by the handlebars, the green wire, throttle cable. So there she is, and it goes. It's a lot of fun. So the one that I'm going to put back on there, I'll bring you around the corner here, is this one. That's what was on there, and my daughter's been riding that. That started life as a 2-horse in about 1950 something, 60 something, I don't even know. It's about the most anemic thing in the world. And I think the clutch is going out on it, but it's got a little 1/2 inch. I don't have another one of those. So that'll go back on it so she can ride it. I'm not putting her on it with the beast. Here's the other project. It's a little bigger. Remember that Rochester? That's what I went into. I got the brakes all done last couple days. All the wheel cylinders are rebuilt, all the shoes rather, are ready to go. Waiting on a spring and a couple of hoses to get that all put back together. You can see it's just the front end's just kind of mocked up. The hood and the fenders are on there to protect the motor from the elements. Let me walk you around. These are the old springs. That's the other thing we're waiting on, is the pins, because we got a whole set of new springs to go in there. These are pretty bad. These are coming out here. Those are helpers. It's one of those weird things we can't quite figure out. That set of springs came out of a 2-ton. This is a 3/4 ton. I guess you could order them up, but they're the size of those shackle bolts. Just enormous. So yeah, they're just getting, they're huge. We're just putting these back in. I got shorter shackles and those are going away. We don't need to be doing that. It'll soften it up marginally. There's the back axles. Again, big 1.5, 2 ton stuff, 8 bolt floating axles. And the rear end 514. You know, getting new exhaust and it's getting painted, but UWEC. 5 window, 49. Bought this when I was 14 years old, and it's getting its second life. Here's the other reason. Broken springs. So we got new ones. They're going in. The new brakes, like I said, that's all going in. That's the emergency brake here. And if I can get you the interior, there it is. Notes there because I got stuff loose. Fuzzy dice, gotta have them. So here we are, day 3, I guess this is. See, the front fenders are off because we flushed out all the brake lines. You can see the tape just kind of plugging those up. Flushed all those out this morning, and the only one that had to be replaced is a little one behind here. I don't know if we can get in there to show you. There, you can see that shiny one. It's the only one that had to be replaced. So today's job was that, and let's see, yeah, the fenders are just strapped down there so they don't tip off. But the brakes are just about ready to be reinstalled. And give me a sec, I'll bring you back on today's project. Now you can see them all lined up next to the Chevy. Here's the 5 wheels. Obviously one of them's a spare. But that vehicle needs 8 bolt rims. And the originals, which are up there yet, they got 3-piece rims. And those are the ones that will hurt you taking them apart. You got to cage them and chain them, and I have no idea. I just know not to mess with them. So we put, those are American Racing wagon spokes. Put those on back in the 90s. And today's project was sandblasting those front and back, inside and out, cleaning them all, and that's just white primer. We got to decide, once we get the vehicle painted, it's going to be cream and burgundy, I guess, for lack of a better word. Kind of like the Chevy's two-tone, but the fenders will be cream and the body will be darker on the truck. So once that's done, I got to decide if I want to keep them white, in which case we'll shoot the rims in white. And if that's not the case, then shoot them in cream to match the fenders. And I'll get new tires and all that, because these, you can't see them, but they're totally shot. And behind the tires, you can see one of the sides of the box, and the other one's over there. And so that was today's project. Didn't film that because, oh my God, what a mess. But yeah, it works. They're done. One more thing off the list. And lastly, I'll show you this one. This is Dad's. Dad's had this one, it's 50 years. 1936 Chevy Master Deluxe. Fully restored. That one's getting brakes too. That's what I learned to turn a wrench on, was that car. That leaf blower is optional. Here's the brake drums for the truck. Let me show you inside here. There she is. Obviously the tape deck is not 1936. That's your defroster there in the upper left. It's a fan that just blows on the window. Three-speed. Suicide doors, they open up into the back. It is a surprising amount of room. I mean, you don't get that kind of space in a conventional car. That's the one. It's a different experience to drive it. Good looking car. There you go. Well, we'll cut our tour short there and yeah, show you a couple things, show you where that little motor ended up, show you what that Rochester carb's going into, that truck, and while we're down here, show you the 36. Just nice to look at. Back up a little bit for you. There you go. All right, everybody. Catch you next time. Peace.